Hello. So this is my next in the session of law of karma and the reincarnation. But this one I'm going to reintroduce to you the concepts of genes and how they could be related to the reincarnation and law of karma. Now, nowadays we have been talking about genes and DNA, and we often hear that the DNA matched, and so someone was sent to the prison. Sometimes we have stories where somebody was imprisoned for several years, and after the DNA evidence was introduced, it turned out that the person was not criminal and he was set free. So DNA has become a common word and common knowledge. But how many of us really know what is exactly a DNA? So in this particular video, I'm going to introduce you to some concepts of cell, DNA, chromosomes, and also at the end, I will give you maybe a story about a couple of genes. If I could not finish these stories about the genes in this video, I promise you I'll do that in my next one. So to understand it, that we are, or everybody is made out of cells. Cell is a unit of body structure. So if I could take skin, it will be made up of sheets of cells. I could take a liver, which would have multiple cells, and additionally multiple things which are made again out of cells. So complex organs also have cells. Those cells may be of different variety. But in any case, everything is made out of cell. The cell is the unit. Like the atom is the unit of inanimate structure, cell is the unit of living structures. So the cell has a nucleus inside it. The cell has to be seen under microscope. It is so tiny. So there is an inside, there's the center, like the capital of any nation. Cell has a nucleus. The nucleus, or inside the nucleus, is a liquid and a highly twisted number of chromosomes which are independent. And then the DNA is a 6 feet tall or 6 feet length structure which is twisted on itself, what's called double helix structure, and that is inside the nucleus of the cell. All the genetic material is on the DNA. So a segment of the DNA is called gene. So there is a cell, inside is a nucleus, inside the nucleus is chromosome, and then there are genes which are portion of DNA. The DNA, as I said, is about 6 feet in length. One can imagine how this 6 feet long DNA is twisted and put into a unit of the structure, cell, and inside that nucleus is just a living wonder. But in any case, the gene is made out of few pieces of DNA. So there are roughly 3.4 billion genes. 3.4 billion genes. And they have been mapped. But out of this, only 20 to 25,000 genes are involved in protein production. And when one looks at the structure of different organisms, human beings, monkeys or chimpanzees, or for that matter even dog and mouse, you would see a similarity in the protein producing genes. It doesn't come as a wonder that the protein producing genes are about 99% similar in the human beings as well as in the chimpanzees. But it is also a surprise that even in dog and even in mouse, 99% of the protein producing genes are similar. And that is one of the reasons why all the experiments are done on mouse. because we can't do experiments on chimpanzees. They're not easily available. And same thing is with the dog. But the rats have a pregnancy duration of 21 days and they multiply at a very rapid rate. And one could produce similar structure genetically mouse. And so a lot of experiments are done on mice, which have 99% similarity in producing genes. Just to give you an understanding, it doesn't surprise me that the genes are same, as if you take a structure of a house, whether it is built in New York or Seattle or Orlando or India or South America, they all will have similar structure. There will be blocks, bricks, lumber, roof, paint, etc. So no matter where an organism is built, whether it is built by God or otherwise coming through the evolution, the structure is going to be similar. So that does not come as a surprise. At this juncture, I'm going to mention to you about a particular gene mutation, because to me, this is the key to explaining the law of karma, reincarnation, and how these things can be tied together. I'm going to take several genes as an example in my future videos, but just to start it, one must understand that there are 23 pairs of genes. One pair of genes is the one which is called sex chromosome, that is XX in females, XY in male. So as you can imagine, the structure of Y chromosome is different than the X chromosome. So if there is a defect in the X chromosome genes, it is not balanced by the Y chromosome genes. Contrast to that, in females, if it is X1 is abnormal, the other normal may mask it. We receive one from father, one from mother. So the pairs are achieved by getting from both parents almost equal amount. Now there is also a chromosome in the cytoplasm of the cell, and that is majority comes from the mother, but that's not important at this discussion. So remember, you get half the genes from the father, half the genes from the mother, and some are your own creation or mutation. So this particular mutation that I'm talking about, they was studied, is called MAOA. This one is MAOA gene mutation in X chromosome. So monoamine oxidase inhibitor A genetic mutation occurred, and what they found out in a particular family, that the children who were born with this particular genetic mutation had antisocial or criminal behavior. Now the interesting part about this particular gene was that it has two types of expression. One is weak and one is strong. So when somebody had a MAOA genetic mutation and it was a weak expression, and the children were born in the loving two-parent family, were not abused as children, the possibility of antisocial behavior was significantly reduced or was not there. Contrast to that, when the children with the same weak expression of MAOA gene mutation on X chromosomes were exposed to child abuse or bad upbringing, single parent families, they did turn out to be antisocial or criminal. Now this is where I would like to tie the law of karma and which family you are born. And I will take some more genes in my next video, which will be done soon, and talk to you about how this could be related to law of karma. I hope you like it and enjoy this video. Like it, subscribe to it. Thank you. Have a nice day.